こんばんは。よいしょ。ちょっとセットアップに時間がかかりましたよ。お元気ですか皆さん。遅いのに集まってくださってありがとうございます。聞こえますか聞こえますか？はい。金髪バレた。よかった。ありがとうございます。12カフェさん。こんばんは。ありがとうございます。すごいすごいすごい。こんばんは、こんばんは。すごい、たくさんありがとうございます。今何人 ?264 名の方、ありがとうございます。なんか眉毛が濃いかな。よかった。はい。あと、実質9分でサイモンさんがインされると思うんですけど。やっぱドキドキしちゃうね。EA の時もめっちゃドキドキしたけど、でも今日なんかすごい、メルリンちゃんの服のあれがあるから、なんかちょっとリラックスして始められるかなと思います。おめかししてないよ、いつもと一緒だよ。セリちゃんいつもと一緒だよ。ドキドキ。みんな応援よろしく。あじこさんいるよ。ここに今スタンバってます。ドキドキ。そうそう。なんか流れとして、ほら、多分全部英語になっちゃうから、流れを最初にお伝えしときたいと思ったのと、ご挨拶をしときたいと思ったので、10分前に始めてます。最初は言ったように、私の母、アジコが、メルリン君、サイモンさんのワンちゃんね、メルリン君のお洋服を作ったので、それでそれを着せてくれるみたいな、披露してくれるようなので、それを見て、わーって言って盛り上がって、で、その後に、ちょっとね、マカナ村こういうことをやってるんですよっていうことをお伝えしたいなと思って、同じ人間として目標、同じ方向に向かっていってる人道プロジェクトっていうのをサイモンさんもやってるから、これから私たちもそういうことをやっていきたいんだっていうことを、伝えたいなって思いました。で、そこから Q&A に入っていこうと思います。で、今回はインテルはないかな。インテルのクエスチョンもいただいたんですけど、やっぱりスピリチュアルを聞きたいので、スピリチュアルな質問で、マカナ村住人がこれいいんじゃないって言ったのをピックアップしたので、それを主に聞いていきたいと思います。多分そこまで一応秘書のキャロルさんからは30分って言われてて、ただ私はサイモンさんがスピリチュアルのトピックが好きなので、ちょっと伸ばしてくれるんじゃないかなって思ってます。こうやって話してるとちょっと緊張が和らぐからよかった。一応ね、採用してるクエスチョン、質問はね、天使ちゃんめっちゃいい質問だったから、天使ちゃんのを一番最初に聞こうかなって思ってて、あと、ジョイさんでしょ。ジョイさんね、プチ移住体験に来てくれたんだけど、ジョイさんも、すごい素敵な質問してくれてて、あと、誰からも質問がなくて私聞きたかったことと、かな。主にその3つを聞きたいんだけれども、時間が余ったら、他にも聞きたいことがやっぱいっぱいあるんで、聞いていけたらなと思ってるけど、時間の許す限り。で、最後に日本人のみんなへのメッセージを聞いていきたいと思います。670、すごい700名の方ありがとうございます。ドキドキ。あと5分。嬉しいね、嬉しいね。本当嬉しい。ありがとうございます。なんか夢のようですね。サイモンさんと対談ができるなんて。これも本当、動画でも言ったけど、お母さんが一生懸命夜な夜な 服を作ってくれたからだと思うんで、そこも皆さん楽しんでいただけたらと思います。すごい、いっぱいいっぱい。たくさんチャットありがとうございます。あ、ジョイさん、こんばんは。ジョイさんの質問言いたいと思ってるよ。スカーレットさんも来てくださってる。ありがとうございます。そう、全部ね、アジコさん緊張してますかだって。
そうでもないよ。
そうでもないよ。そうでもないよ、だって。そう、私はもう、なんか緊張しちゃって、ちゃんと言葉が出るかなっていうのが心配だけど、それも手放す。最善になると思うんでね。うん。
寒いね。
そう、ちょっと寒い。台風が去って、みんな台風大丈夫でした？大丈夫だった？なんか、うち島根結構こうバーって通ってったらしいんですけど、通って言ったら4なんだけど、普通になんかずっと雨が降ってたっていう感じだったよね。風がちょっとあったかなっていうぐらいで、この前回来たやつの方がすごかったよね、今日ね。そう。ああ、大丈夫でした、大丈夫でした。ね。そう、台風が過ぎてから寒くなったな。あ、フロリダからこんばんは。だってありがとうございます。吹き替え用の声で話すとか、よしきさん。でもあれ、大した吹き替えの声じゃないけどね。ちょっと低く話してるだけなんだけど。おう、リコちゃん、山口県5時間ほど停電しました。あ、そうなんだ。ねえ、停電、電気ないとちょっと怖いですよね。アルベンチュー2020さん、アメリカからです。ありがとう。台風来たの？達元さん。来たよ。島根は通ってったね。でもなんか、桜島の方で、バーって散ったみたいじゃない？なんか形はなくなったとかって言ってて、マカナ村が無事でよかった。ホワイトジャスミンちゃん、ありがとう。ありがとう、ありがとう。今、役者が続々と揃っています。竹の振動のが入られました。あと3分。ここあったかいんですよ。そう、今、蔵でライブ、ここが一番 Wi-Fi のコネクションがいいんで、ここでやってるんですが。姉さん、後ろのアンパンマンが気になる。アンパンマンはいつもね、私を見守ってくれてるんです、あそこで。定位置。ご挨拶しますか？竹野新です。竹野新さん見たいって。アルベンチャー2020さんが。竹野新です。
見える？
みんな、こんばんはって。
みんなの衆、こんばんはでござる。
お侍さんです。マカナ村にいる。ハピラキ K さん。サイモンさん、イギリスですよね。はい、イギリスですね。お初です。あきさん、頑張ってください。
ござる。
ござる。ござる。
ござる。こんばんはで
みんなござる。
ござる。
すごい。みんなこんばんはでござる。楽しい。あと2分。
やべ、始まっちゃう。
サイモンさんってオンタイムで入られるんだろうか。
いや、自分は。
じゃあ、後でキャストは登場するとして。すごい。まだござるが続いています。
今何人ぐらい？
今ですね、1205人。ありがとうございます。見られちゃったよ。
私まだ出てない。
あと1分。
いや
本当にオンタイムなんだろうか。
はいで出てくるわけ？
多分。ドキドキ。竹の新度の清掃されてて素敵。素晴らしいでござるだって。紅茶レモンちゃん、かたじけない。面白い。人かっこいいよね。人。緊張。もうすぐです。10時になりましたよ。
サムさん忘れてない？
忘れてたらどうしようか。忘れてたらどうしようか。10時になったので入られるかな。 ぼちぼち。これで1時間、1時間あれだったら。いやね。あ、見て、マカナ村が反対になってる。多分ミラーになってるか。まあいいや。サイモンさん、来るかな忘れてたらみんなで笑おう。サーバちゃん、ありがとう。念を送ろう。ああ、すごいすごい。こんばんは、こんばんは。車が10時1分です。ドキドキ。あれ ?10 時1分。ちょっとメールをチェックしようかな。メールをチェックしてみよう。メールは来てない。下げる。下げる。あ、このね、ミラー、今直そうかな。すいませんね。OK。ちょっと直しました。まかな村。よいしょ。まだですね。お忙しいのかな。
向こう何時ほいじゃ。
お昼の2時。夕方2時。あ、夕方じゃない。昼過ぎなちょうど。いや、ライブで寝ちゃったらやだな。もうちょっと待ってね。時間はね、もう何回も何回も確認したから、これで間違ってたら、アホかな。昼寝してるのかなってみんな。
ワンちゃんがごねてるのかな。
なんだろう。みんな、サイモンさん、ランチ中かな。サイモンさん、延長してもらえるかも。まだですね、参加者1なんで。まだかな。
遅刻です。
いくらでも待ちます。コロッコロロちゃん、ありがとう。1851名、すごい。サイモンさん。なんかトラブルあったら多分メールとか来るよね。ないもん。メール送ってみようかな。はあ、入られた。
ほんま？
入られました。じゃあみんな行くよ、みんな行くよ。
すごい。
Hello.
Hi, Simon's just coming, Oyaki. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello, Yaki. Hi. Hello.
Simon-san.
Hello.
It's there.
Can you? Yes, Becky's going to come and say hello as well.
I'll just change you to Simon, your name.
Yeah. I don't mind. I can be you just for today. Come along.
Hi there.
Hi, Vicky-san. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. We have
What are you doing?
Just
Please,
that's my mom.
Uh-uh.
Take the clothes.
Oh, sorry, we just
Sorry, I've
lost
just
the
lost
picture.
the picture.
Carol, that's it. Just
There
leave
we go.
it.
Oh, hi there. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
That's my mom who made the clothes for Madeline-kun. Yes.
They are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The workmanship is absolutely stunning. So thank you.
What we're going to do, we're going to take some nice photos of him, and then we'll do a video, and we'll send you the photographs and the video. And if you wanted to use that however you wanted, that would be great. But I'm also going to do one of my podcasts, and I'm going to dress him up for the podcast as well, so that people will see, and I'll say, it's all very thanks to you.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. We're just worried that did it fit him?
Yes, it did. It just took a long time to get here, but it does. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And he loves them. He prefers the there are two sorts you did, didn't you? You did a checkered, a crisscross, and a floral one. He likes the floral one better. So I don't know if that. Oh, okay. I mean, I like the crisscross, the checkered one, but he likes the gold one.
Really? Because my mom has, that's a traditional obi, that's a waist, it goes around the waist. Yeah, and she wants to make that. So great.
Very,
so excited.
Thank you. We're so grateful to you. I didn't expect it at all. And of course, you have a professional maker there. It was just a wonder. It was just so fantastic. I couldn't believe it really. And the quality, as Becky has said, the quality of them, so wonderful. You can see that it's been made at home. You can see that it's been done properly, not something that's come off a factory. So no, thank you ever so much.
ありがとう。I enjoy making it.
Thank you. It must have been difficult because of the size.
大きいから難しかったんじゃないって。
いや、そうでもなかったけども。
She enjoyed it.
センチがね、サイモンさんが測ってくれたのが大まかだったからね、ちょっと。
But
so when we send you the pictures in the video, So when you send the pictures in the video, then you can put them on your own website if you want to. And also, I thought if you wanted to, when I show him on my site all dressed up, if you wanted to send a link so that anyone who was interested, they could click the link and go to your site as well. It's up to you. It's fine.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have time?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So first of all, I want to start off. I have a couple questions prepared, but before that, I would like to talk about we just started, my husband and I just started a small community here, and then we are it's very small yet, but we're trying to make it bigger. And what we do is we want to have people come in to do what they like or what they're good at and make a living out of that, and also grow food.
Yes.
Do lots of we have so many rice fields vacant, so we want to work on that too. So in near future, I hope to provide food and place for people who needs those things. And right now we have like 3 villagers and we're adding another one in October, but here, that's why he's there. That's Samurai.
It's a very good name, a very, very good name.
Yes, he's a traditional samurai, so his heart is samurai.
Yes.
I wanted to share him with that.
Well, much honor, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I joined CC Japan, because what we are aiming for is what you're aiming for too. So
yes,
I really resonate with what you are talking about in videos and also. So anything else? Yeah. So
have you put a project in to us? Have you
not
put one
yet?
in?
I'm going to do that.
Okay, good.
Jo-san and JiiaSen-san and Jo-san, yes, have mentioned about it and said that advised me to do that. So yes, we're going to do that. Thank you.
Yes, because if you put the project in, that can be funded and supported, and it would be your project. It wouldn't be it's not my project. All I'm doing is I'm coordinating them all. So it would be yours, and any funding you got, you would be able to use towards what your plan is.
Great. Thank you so much. We'll do that.
The funding is not a loan, it's a gift of money, so you don't have to pay it back. Okay.
Thank you so much. All right. So about regards to the question, I would like to say that I'm more into spirituality topics rather than
You should be talking to Becky then, shouldn't you, really?
JiiaSen has asked me to go on a podcast with her someday.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I would love to do that.
Oh, she will. She'll
Anyway,
get back to you and sort that out. Yeah, that's what you should do. Good.
Yes. So,
I mean, ultimately, you see, that's what CC is. CC is a spiritual organization. We only started doing the intel because of the terrible situation in America. And once, very soon now, when that's all sorted out, we won't be doing the intel anymore. We'll be doing the humanitarian projects and the spiritual development.
Oh, that's like my dream too. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so I had some many questions from my channel's followers, and I picked a couple. First one is, I have noticed there are a number of CC members who might be upset and conflicted about the gap between Western and Japanese way of thinking about spirituality. I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings about Japanese people's spirituality. You understand?
Fine. The whole point about CC is that we don't impose one value on another. And the way that Becky and I have sort of organized all of the countries is that they are responsible for their own spiritual development and their own culture as a country. So we don't compare the spirituality of Great Britain with that of Japan, or China with Japan. And so it's not about one culture, it's about a human race with varying different cultures, and each culture should be recognized and supported within itself. So there is no issue. If we're talking about politics and culture, well, that's different. That's literally about who do you talk to? Where do you build things? But the way I'm going to run the projects is that Japanese people will be responsible for Japanese projects. Chinese people will be responsible for Chinese projects. So it's not like the United Nations, where all the different countries of the world sit round and then they all argue with each other. That's not what we do. So that question isn't relevant because Japanese culture will not be challenged.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I kind of worry too, because there are so many people who are not wearing masks anymore. In Japan, like you go everywhere and everybody has it. So,
yeah. Well, the point is, I had a conversation earlier today with Asia, a lot of the Asian countries, just a couple of hours ago, and what I said was the what we call the Anglo German, the Anglo-American, so the English-speaking world. English-speaking people don't like being told what to do, not very respectful. But people in China, Japan, and Asia have been taught to be respectful of people, not just people who are elders, and that's right, but of power. So to be respectful of a school teacher or respectful of a doctor. And the problem here is that instead of an individual thinking what's right, people in Asia tend to just do what they're told because they think it's rude not to. So the wearing of the masks is also because in many cities, pollution is very high. There are 10, 11, 12 million people living in some of these cities. And so I understand why people are wearing a mask, but ultimately mask wearing must stop because it was brought about by a fake fear. I'm not talking about pollution from motor cars. I'm talking about a devised biological weapon, and then everyone was forced to wear masks. So it will take longer in Asian countries for people to break free. I know that.
That is so true. I understand. Thank you. All right. Second question is, if humanity can ascend this time, what is different from the previous humans who perished? For example, did the Mayan civilization disappear because they ascended? What do you think about that?
No, they disappeared because they did not ascend. All of the previous cultures failed in the sense that they did not provide a vehicle for the next stage of cultural development. So let's talk about Western culture, because that's very difficult. If you think of the Roman Empire, at that time, the Roman Empire was the biggest in the world, and it collapsed. It collapsed because it did not have spirituality. The Aztecs, the Mayans collapsed because they had a sacrifice culture. Communities that have a sacrifice culture cannot advance outside of, the lower frequencies. So what is happening this time is that it isn't just one country. So we say South America with the Aztecs, Incas, or the Mayan, or the Indus Valley. It's not a group or the ancient Egyptians, it's the whole earth. The whole earth must be offered the opportunity to advance as one people. And that's what makes this different. So rather than looking at it as this culture or that culture, it is the human race with all of its different cultures must advance.
I see. So what do you think? I want to hear what your thoughts about how many percentage of people are awakened now on Earth. What do you think about that?
When you say awakened, could you be more specific in terms of what type of awakeness do you mean?
People who know what's going on around the world. People who
do you mean, okay, I don't mean to be rude. Do you mean people who have the sort of knowledge that you have, or do you mean people who just know something's very wrong?
Something's very wrong.
Oh, that's quite high. That's about 50% now.
Okay.
That's quite high.
How about the level of where I'm at?
12%.
Okay.
Something like that.
Understandable. Thank you. Okay. All right. This is my question. What do you think about the inner earth? I heard that the beings living in the inner earth are working to keep the vibrations of the entire planet high. I also heard that disclosure of the inner earth can only be done when the vibrations on the earth and the inner earth are in agreement. What do you think about this?
It's not quite accurate. The vibrations inside the earth are the same vibrations as the outside of the earth, because the earth is one living being. It's not separate. However, I understand the question, because the people who live in inner earth themselves have a higher vibration than many of the people living on the surface of the planet. When humanity on the surface of the planet understands a lot more than they do now, when they understand a lot more, then the two groups will be able to openly mix. At the moment, it cannot openly mix. So the earth has one vibration, but there are pockets of people all over the earth who have different vibrational values. Okay.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense.
Good.
Okay. Then I would like to ask, there was a question that I wasn't going to pick up, but
Oh, you can, it's fine.
what do you think about the flat earth theory?
It comes back often. The reality is that the world around us and everything we have in our environment is actually not flat. And I want to give some true examples of this. If you have, and it rains, so it rains and the water falls, the water doesn't fall in flat lines. It forms round balls or teardrop shapes. When a meteorite comes into the earth, it forms a round shape. It's not flat. So the energy frequency of our Earth and our solar system and our third dimensional reality is not flat. It's round. That's why a football, when we play American football, of course, is different shape, but soccer football is round. And so many objects in our world are based on a round shape. For instance, an old traditional clock has a round face. So I don't believe in a flat earth, but I do believe that all of our experience, everything that we have, has been created for us to have a day-to-day life in, to learn lessons or not, to experience life. Now, that may have been generated by something that is not round. But the real Earth is round, the planets are round, and our environment wants things to be in a round shape. So I don't accept the round Earth theory. Remember, 500, 600, 700 years ago, sailors from many countries thought literally if they did sail their boat, they would drop off the end of the Earth. And it was only when they were able to sail all the way around the Earth that they realized that actually the Earth was round. And also when spaceships or satellites go up, they orbit the Earth. Now, if the Earth was flat like that, you'd have to orbit like that or like this. But of course, because the Earth is pretty equal, you can orbit in different ways. So the evidence is very strong for a round Earth and a round universe. And a lot of people, they read books and they convince themselves the Earth is flat, and that's their opinion. Okay?
Yes. Okay, I thought the same thing. So, all right, next question is, I have heard that a single soul splits into many beings and exists on multiple stars at the same time. What do you think about that?
That's a really complicated question. The answer is not as the questioner has put it, not as you have described it to me. In 99.9% of cases, there is one soul that incarnates in one location and has that lifetime. Now, the reason that souls don't commonly or obviously split in many different places is because the level of learning would be far greater than anyone else. For instance, if a person has one lifetime and one body, and another person has 8 bodies in different universes, the amount of learning that individual, when they all come back together again, would gain would exceed everyone else's. So under normal circumstances, that's not allowed because we're all supposed to develop at a set rate. But there's some truth in what you say. I don't like the word parallel universes. That's a science fiction theme. But occasionally, an individual has a connection to, let's just call it another world, another realm. And for reasons that I don't fully understand, it is permissible for an individual to be in 2 places at once. So a person can be in a different time frame, could be behind us, running alongside us or ahead of us. But that's preferred because if there's a time difference between the 2 beings, they cannot share that information. So if somebody is living 12,000 years ago and you're living now, you're not able to communicate. So the object is therefore to get that soul to learn, but not to be able to learn at that point. So when you do bring them back together again, there's a joining point. Very rare, very, very rare indeed, but that I hope helps you a bit.
It is a complicated question, wasn't it?
So it was.
That is complicated. Wow. Okay. Right. what do you think about the solar flash that has been set to occur?
Well, we've got lots of them. This is just one in many. All of the energy releases are designed to affect the human physical form, not at the physical level, but they affect the energy body, and that affects the physical body. If you tried to do everything in one solar flash, it would kill all life on Earth. It just couldn't cope. It's a bit like, I've said this before, if you took a very expensive engine from a motor car and put it in a 50-year-old motor car, the motor car would fall to pieces because the engine would be so powerful. So we should see these flashes, as you call them, we should see them as incremental, like climbing a ladder. And the big one, and it's not big because it's more powerful, it's big because it is the top of the frequency that has been reached, is the final piece of the jigsaw that will put people into the fifth dimension in terms of their understanding. I don't mean we're going to vanish and appear somewhere else, but our whole concept of understanding and knowledge, hopefully more people will be telepathic. That should be some of the elements that come from that. That is expected, that final flash is expected very soon.
Oh. So there are many solar flashes?
There have been about 25 over the last 50 years.
Oh.
You think back to when humanity has made a great chunk. We call it the Industrial Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
There have been things that have happened that have been due to an increase in frequency and an increase in an individual's ability to think outside of the box. Now, you can do that by artificially altering a brain, or you can do it by giving somebody special technological help, or you can do it by making the souls of those people in that particular location vibrate at a higher rate, and they then start to search or look for answers to questions that previously they didn't understand. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. There are so many questions about dogs, animals, and
Okay, that's good.
I also live with a dog. What will happen to the dog when we ascend?
Okay, so there's a misunderstanding about the ascension process. Dogs don't have to make a choice, neither do cats. They're not required to make a choice, they automatically advance. Humans are at a point of evolution that they are given choices and they will stand or fall by the choice they make. So a person may choose to stay where they are and not ascend, but a dog will always choose to ascend. Now, if a person's with a dog, if a person decides they want to stay, well, the dog will stay with them if the dog loves them. If the dog doesn't love them, the dog will ascend. So under normal circumstances, a person and the animals around them who are connected to them will stay. But in many cases, person and animal will just ascend anyway.
Wow, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. Okay. Do you have minutes?
Yes, go on. Yes, okay. Go on.
All right. We have a question about longevity. Do
right,
we
good question.
Go on. Longevity before we come here?
Originally, when people came here, they lived a lot longer. And a while back, I don't know how long, maybe 12,000 years ago, maybe longer than that, something happened which meant that the physical body began to deteriorate over time. Prior to that, it didn't. You see, the soul in our body doesn't deteriorate, but the physical form does. And the reason this was done was to prevent people becoming too clever. if you were a master living on the top of a mountain or in a cave and you lived 1,000 years, the knowledge you had was tremendous. And that was a danger because those people would advance really quickly. So by limiting the amount of time a physical body could survive here, you reduced the chance of any one person making big scientific breakthroughs, and therefore taking the human race out of the prison that we're in. So it's artificial and it can be undone. You see, this aging process is not natural. It is a device, it is a mechanism, a biological weapon that has been used, and that can be undone.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, I have a question about what we just had a CC meeting, not the regular meeting, but you were talking about certain things, and I am not able to say it because I can't say it out of the meeting, right? So
I don't understand what you mean. What can't you say out of the meeting?
About something that happens from now till the 24th.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Why? What?
That we need to get cash.
Right.
Right.
Why can't you say that? I don't understand why you can't say it.
I thought it's we are prohibited to say it outside of the meeting. That's what I was told.
No, it's fine. You're talking to me. That's fine.
Okay. I didn't know I was able to do that. So I wanted to send the message.
If you can't speak to me on any subject, we've got a real serious problem, haven't we? You should be able to speak to me on any subject you want.
Okay. Then I will spread the message, because I thought that's really important for people to feel safe and not
sure.
So.
Absolutely.
Great.
I think what we can say is that we have to be careful. We are expecting some problems on the 24th, but I genuinely, truly don't know how difficult those problems will be. It might be in one country, their banks completely closed. We've seen it in a couple of countries. Lebanon, for instance, all the banks in Lebanon have been closed for 3 days now. We might see that. On the other hand, you could go to another country and there's no problems at all. Now, because CC has members all over the earth, I'm not going to go through a list and say this country, I'm just going to say that it does no harm in being prepared in case in the country you live in, there are banking problems. So CC members in Lebanon, they've got food and they've got some water and they've been prepared because they were warned about it and they're ready. But you know, in Japan, it might not happen. In China, it might not happen. But in Taiwan, it might happen. And so it's much better just to say to everybody in CC, just prepare yourself. And if people don't want to believe it, it's absolutely fine. And if you buy extra water and you don't need it, well, you just give it away or you have it over time. Right?
Okay. Right. It's 33 minutes. I would like to... At the end, I would like to ask you to give us a message for Japanese people, please.
Okay. The Japanese people over the recent history, think about that terrible disaster, think about the Second World War. Japan seems to have always had bad things happen to it. But if you look at the culture of Japan, it's a very honorable culture. It's a culture that believes in truth, justice and fairness. And if we look at the history, you show me the samurai yourself. If you look at that very strong, truthful, upholding, it's not just a military discipline, it's actually a way of life. If you look at that and say, what went wrong? And I'll tell you what went wrong was money and power, and the Western world coming in and corrupting a culture. And that happens all over the place, where a country has a culture and decides it wants to trade, quite understandably, with another country. It wants to trade. And then it finds that the values it has work against it when it's dealing with other countries, because other countries are corrupt. And so people start playing power games. And those countries are made to suffer, and Japan was made to suffer. The Japanese people are some of the nicest people on the earth, but there's been corruption at the top levels. And that's part of the plan of Nasara Jisara, is to balance everything out, to remove that corruption. So never again should a nuclear bomb be dropped on cities. Never again should we have terrible disasters with nuclear reactors. And that's part of why Japanese people need to look to the future, because they have suffered. Take other countries, no disrespect to America, but America's never had a nuclear bomb dropped on it. America, never had a war where bombs were dropped on it. It didn't have the same experiences. So we have to look, and we have to understand that other countries have a lot of ground to make up because of the pain they suffered. And Japan is not a big country. It's not big. Compare it to China or Russia or America. And sometimes smaller countries feel very concerned. And, it's interesting that the connection between Australia is Australia and China rather than Australia and Japan. And there's a lot of politics involved in all this. So my message for the Japanese people is it will get better, because Japanese people have been through things that no one else really has. I can't think of many other people who've had a nuclear bomb dropped on them twice. So they do need to recognize that they've survived that. And if you can survive that, then you can come through. So I'm confident for Japan now. I was worried about 5 years ago. I'll be honest, 5 years ago I was worried. I'm not worried now. I'm more worried about Germany now in Europe. I'm more worried about Germany than I am about Japan.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So to wrap up, I want to say again, are you planning to come to Japan anytime?
The plan, when all things are worked out, is to visit every country that we have a CC membership in. That's the plan. That will have to take over a long period of time, but every country that has a representative of CC deserves to be visited. Now, I might have a problem if in Antarctica, because there's only one person in Antarctica, so I probably won't be going to Antarctica soon. But yes, of course, every country that has believed and fought for freedom deserves for me and Becky to visit. Absolutely.
Great. If you do, and if you do have a little bit of time, please visit our village.
I probably will just visit the major capital of each country, and then people will come fly in or bus in, and I would pay for that anyway, for them to, we'd have a big meeting somewhere. That's what we would do.
Then I will visit you there then.
Absolutely, of course. Thank you so much. It's been lovely to speak to you. And once again, will you thank your family and thank your friends, and we will send you pictures and a video. And it's been wonderful. We'd like to say Carol, you see, is here. Carol is off to Switzerland for 2 or 3 weeks, and then she's coming back. So she's going to go and have, what's the matter? Oh yeah, so she's going to have some exciting fun. But Becky and I are staying here because it's a very important time now. It's a good time. It's a very happy time. And we're hopeful that the next 2 weeks we'll see some very positive changes, not just for CC, but for the world in total. So thank you. And Becky obviously put her an appearance in, and she thanked you as well. So God bless to everyone. And just tell your membership that, the worst is over, actually. It really is. The worst is over now. Okay. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And once again, thank you for wonderful clothes for Merlin. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. すごい、終わったイエーイ、いっぱい質問できたなんか全然緊張しなかった。みんなのおかげだよ。ありがとうすごい、2762名の方ありがとうございました。40分 いただけました。当初30分だったのに。わーい。なんか大役終わったよ。嬉しい。ありがとうございます。なんか全部英語だったけど、すごいスパチャもいっぱいいただいて、本当にありがとうございます。嬉しい、嬉しい。すごかったね。なんか、この後、和訳をして、動画にアップしようと、マカナスピリチュアルの方かなにアップしようと思うんですけど、すごかった。全部答えがもう確信をついてるっていう感じですごかった。なんか英語が分かった方はね、すごいなって思われたんじゃないかなと思います。いやー、すごかったな。楽しかったね。なんかこういうことをもっともっとどんどんやっていきたいなって思って。まあさあ、完全燃焼。もう30分って言われてたから、みんなでマカナ村の住人たちと一緒に、いや、多分3つぐらいしか質問できないよってかって言ってたのに、めっちゃサクサク答えられるから、やばい。私の中で、やばい、やばい、やばいって思いながら、でもすごい答えに必死になんか聞いてて、すごく面白い内容だったから、でもいろいろ聞けた、本当に。なんか、ちょっと聞いたことをパッて言ってもいい？みんなにシェアしたい。答えは和訳するけど、天使ちゃんの質問がすごいよくって、天使ちゃんは CC メンバーさんの中で欧米の思考と日本の精神性との間のギャップに憤りや葛藤を感じている方が多数いらっしゃいます。日本の精神性に対してのサイモンさんの考えや感じていることをぜひ聞きたいですって。いい質問。これももうバシって答えてくれました。で、ジョイさんの質問は、今の人類がアセンションできるとして、前回までの滅んだ人類と何が違うのか？例えば、マヤ文明の人たちはアセンションしたから消えたんですか？とか、スパチャいろいろありがとうございます。夏チロ日記さんと静香さん、ありがとうございます。そう、これもすごい、ジョイさんいい。ジョイさんね、プチ移住体験で来てくれたんですけども、すごいいい。これもすごい良かった。あと、EA がずっと言ってる、インナーアースについて、地底についての質問をしたら、当たり前にいるみたいな感じの答えだったから、なんかそれが当たり前のような話の仕方だったから、なんか面白いと思って。で、あとはね、花ちゃん。自分の魂がいくつも分類して、複数の星に同時に存在しているという映像を見たことがあります。その時、その真実を知っていると感じた自分とつながっていて驚いたんですが、実際にそんなことは起こり得ますか？これも面白かった。ごめんね。今言えやって話じゃん。りんちゃんありがとうございます。パチャ。もうね、あと、フラットアースについても聞いちゃった。サイモンさんの見解。もう面白いでしょ？ちょっと楽しみでしょ？あとね、ソーラーフラッシュは起こると思いますか？とか、あとね、ワンちゃんの質問も結構いただいてて、愛犬家さんがすごい多くて、ワンちゃんが、アセンションするとワンちゃんとかどうなりますかってね、面白い質問で、もうここでね、もう質問を英訳してなかったの。準備してなかったの。ゆきおさんありがとうございます。そう。でね、やばいなと思いながら、でも一応、バーって頭には入れてたから、次、おじさん、ひろみつさんいるかな？ひろみつさんの質問で、人の寿命について聞いてほしい。ここに地球に生まれてくるまでに寿命って設定してきましたかっていう質問。これも面白かったよ。そう、それぐらいかな。聞けました。なんかすごく。いや、なんかあんなにさっと答えられるんだ。すごいな。やっぱすごいなって思いました。で、最後に日本人の皆さんに質問。ありがとうございます、パチャ。シシさん。シシちゃんがシくれた。ありがとうございます。ヨンカちゃん、ありがとう。いつもありがとうございます。そう、すごい。そう、日本人のみんなにメッセージをくれました。もうこれは一番 すごい納得っていうか、そうだよねって言ったら、今まで日本人はいろんなことを乗り越えてきてて、ね、大きいのがボーンって落ちた2回も。シャーさんありがとうございます。シャールルンさんありがとうございます。そう、2回ボンボンって落ちたけれども、立ち上がってきたでしょって。だからもう、ひどいことはもうほとんど終わってるから、もう大丈夫だよっていうことを言ってました。もう上昇するだけっていう感じで、あとはもう、ね。ありがとうございます。ゆき21209さん、ありがとうございます。翻訳頑張ります。エントコウさん、ありがとうございます。そんな感じで、すごいなんか最初緊張したけど、皆さんがこう、すごいチャットが上がってるけど、全然見えない。なんか、サイモンさんが話しかけてくれるのに目そらしちゃいけないなと思いながら、何分かなだけちょっとチラチラしながら見てましたけど、もうすごい、本当に良い、誕生日前の良いライブ対談になりました。本当にね、10時46分、ハッピーラッキーさんありがとうございます。またありがとうございます。こうしましたね。なんか、同時通訳したいんですけど、時間が限られてたんで、もうできるだけ、質問して、後で和訳させてもらおうと思っておりました。よかったです。もうこのワクワクが皆さんに伝わっていれば本当に嬉しいです。2817名の方、本当にありがとうございます。ぜひぜひ、グッドボタンをまだしてない方はよろしくお願いします。それでは今日はもうぐっすり眠りましょう。アキさんありがとうございます。最高。ありがとうございます。またこれからももう1名結構な方との対談が決まっているので、11月にそれも楽しみだし、結構皆さんとね、つながっていけて、このワクワクをね、広めて拡散していけたらと思うので、これからも楽しみにしててください。それでは、待って、北海島人さん、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。イェイじゃあみんな、have a good dream. See you next time. Bye bye!